We got some winners to announce. We're going to talk about a group cruise. We have a company going out of business, not good news. And I'm going to give you my Christmas shopping list for 2025. All that plus your comments.
And welcome to yet another episode of Crown and Comments with your host and resident Goldwing guru, the one, the only CRUISEMAN. Brought to you by CRUISEMAN'S Garage Honda Goldwing Maintenance Videos.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Crown and Comments for November 2025. I'm CRUISEMAN. Just want to first of all thank Don for that introduction. And man, I have got a ton of stuff to cover today. For those of you that are new, just in case you didn't know, I do this once a month, get together, put out a video, go through your comments that you put on my other YouTube videos and emails and other social media. I try to answer as many as I can if they are questions, or I'll just read your comments. And the reason it's called Crown and Comments because I have my favorite adult beverage. It is cocktail hour right now. It is about 5 o'clock in the evening, 2 days before Thanksgiving. By the time you see this, it will probably be Thanksgiving Day, and that's why I wanted to get this out, because I'm going to be doing my annual Christmas shopping list for motorcycle enthusiasts. Some things that I've picked out that I've used. A couple of new things I haven't quite used yet, but they're really cool. And we're going to talk about that and a whole lot more. First, I'm going to go through the news just to get you caught up on what's going on around here. We do have winners for the Pathfinder LED work light. We had a drawing. I think we had 600 or 700 people enter the drawing, which is actually pretty good. We picked 10 winners, 10 people, and we've shipped all those lights out to you now. So if you're one of the lucky winners, congratulations. That is done. We also found a winner. We drew a winner. Those winners, by the way, are all picked at random through some special software I use. But the other winner is for the Super Clean, the 32-ounce Super Clean, as well as the aerosol can of Super Clean. Super Clean reaches out to me every few months, wants to give away some stuff. So now, last month we talked about the iPhone 17. Since we met last month, I got my iPhone 17 Pro. And I have been able to verify that there is, in fact, a problem with Apple CarPlay on the iPhone 17 Pro. It doesn't work correctly, mostly in the mapping when you're using Google Maps or Apple Maps or any map software. For some reason, it has something to do with the map software. And it just pixelates the screen. It doesn't redraw the screen correctly. I don't know if Apple's working on a fix for this or not. Apparently there's a different chip now. Why do they keep changing these things that were working fine? But anyway, it is a real issue. It happened to me. I heard somebody complain about this earlier. Last month we talked about it, and if you have an iPhone 17 or 17 Pro, you probably are already aware of this issue. One of my companies I've been doing business with for years, I've been recommending their products since I can remember, since I had a YouTube channel. And that is Keystone Technologies. I had their Tailblazer. I've had their Pathblazer in the past. I do not have it on the current bike. I actually sold the Pathblazer with my 2018 Goldwing, but they are going out of business. They're closing their doors. And really sad news, because I love their products. I've been recommending their stuff for years. We talked about this a little bit in last month's Crown and Comments. And I went to their website the other day, and sure enough, they have a notice up there that they are shutting down. Now, I know that a few months or years, maybe it was a year or two ago, the owner of the company had had some real major health issues. He was in the hospital for a long time. And I don't know if this is related to that or not. If anybody knows anyone at Keystone that could maybe reach out to me and email me, I'd like to know. I might be able to hobble together something, for them. But let me know if you know anybody that works at Keystone, or if you know anyone at Keystone. I'd be interested in knowing that. Also, I recently put out my 12 essential accessory video. Very popular video. It replaces an older video that I had done years ago with the 10 essential accessories. Now it's up to 12. I hope you all liked the video. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I'll put a link right up here so you can check that out. But it's been a very popular video. A quick announcement, a new military discount on my maintenance videos. I just added that a few days ago. If you're actively serving in the military or if you're retired military, send me an email and I'll get you information on how you can take advantage of that. As far as YouTube information goes, make sure if you are a subscriber on this channel, make sure you're still subscribed. I've had some people report that they know they subscribed to my channel, but when they went back in and looked, it showed they're no longer subscribed. Make sure if you are subscribed, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. But if you are subscribed, make sure you're still subscribed. And if you're not, you can resubscribe. Okay. I want to take a second, like all we do every month, and thank my YouTube members. Now, my members have access to special content. They get access to some behind-the-scenes videos. They'll get an ad-free version of this video. They also get some special discounts on merchandise and on my maintenance videos, depending on the level of membership. So if you're interested in that, you want to know more about the membership thing, it's a way for you to help support the channel. I really do appreciate those of you that have gone out of your way to become members. We are adding new members every month. It's much appreciated. When we come back, I'm going to talk about this group cruise and give you a little more information. Even if you're not interested in the group cruise, hang around because I'm going to give you my shopping list for 2025 and the comments. Man, you don't want to miss this. Okay, so we'll be right back. Welcome back to Crown and Comments, November 2025. This is episode 51 of Crown and Comments, by the way. Been doing this a while. Thanks for joining me. And now I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about this group cruise. We've been talking about this for a while. Some of you asked me, hey, when it's cold and I can't ride my motorcycle, why don't we all go on a cruise or do something, get together? So, I've talked it over. I got a travel agent involved in this. That's the first thing I want to tell you is I'm not a travel agent. I have nothing to do with booking these cruises. I am partnering with Where's Walter Travel. I think he's out of Orlando. He has a lot of experience in putting together group cruises for YouTube influencers. He's handling all the bookings with the cruise line. So when if you're thinking about joining us on this cruise, it's January 30th, 2027. More than a year away. Well more than a year away. And I know one of my followers said, I don't even buy green bananas. How can I plan a cruise that far in advance? That's funny. I've heard that before, by the way. So anyway, but plan on joining us if you can. We're going to have a lot of fun. I got Walter to block a certain number of staterooms on this brand new ship. The ship's not even out yet. It comes out in 2026. It's the Norwegian Luna. It is the sister ship to the ship we just got off of a week ago. And the ship is absolutely amazing. It is beautiful. They got tons of restaurants, lots of bars, lots of outdoor stuff, pools, water slides. You name it, this ship has it. I think it holds about 3,500 people. Let me tell you a little bit of the details. First of all, there's very limited space. We're only able to block X number of cabins. I think we were able to block like 21 staterooms. We blocked some that are inside cabins, and we blocked mostly balcony cabins. I figured most people might want to spend the extra money to get a balcony cabin. Now, I put out something a while back that gave some prices, and I want to clarify what this is. First of all, you can go ahead and put up a deposit of $125 per person, and that deposit is fully refundable. And your final payment for the cruise is not due until October of 2026. So if you go to Where's Walter Travel, I'll put links in the description of the video. He'll give you all the details on this, help you pick out a stateroom. Now the prices that I put out, I did not mention, I should have. That's for 2 people. I think the interior cabins are like $3,150, but that's for 2 people for the entire week. If you want the balcony cabin, it's $3,750, but that's for 2 people for the entire week. You don't have to book one of our blocked staterooms. You can block any stateroom on the ship that's available. If you decide you want a suite, or if you decide you want to stay in the Haven, which is kind of their ship within a ship concept, you want to stay in one of the $10,000 a week suites, you can do that, and you can still be added to our group. It's just we don't have those cabins or those staterooms or those suites reserved. They're not being held for us, so you can book anything that's available. You also, as part of this group, these prices include what NCL calls free at sea. And that means you get an unlimited drink package, all your cocktails, beer, wine. I think it's up to $15 a drink, but that covers pretty much everything. Soft drinks, juices, things like that are covered. It does not cover bottled water. It doesn't cover Starbucks coffee, but you can get coffee in other places. It also includes 150 minutes of their basic Wi-Fi for the week, and it also includes $50 of credit towards any excursion. So when you book an excursion, you get a $50 credit for you and whoever you're traveling with. You get 3 specialty dinners in their specialty restaurants for 2 people. You also get prepaid gratuities, and you'll also get $100 of onboard credit to spend in the gift shop or whatever. You also get to join us for any group. We're going to maybe set up some group dinners where we maybe have a table in the main restaurant. Anybody who wants to join us for dinner in the evenings, you're free to. You don't have to. None of these things are mandatory, but they're there if you want to join. And some people will have dinner in a specialty restaurant. Some may go to the buffet. That's fine. And we'll also have some other meetups on board, talk motorcycles and other cool stuff. So maybe we'll have a cocktail party. Maybe we'll do, I don't know. We're so far away, we haven't decided all these little activities yet. If you can join, most of your time is going to be free time. You can do whatever you want. It's your cruise, it's your vacation. You don't have to join us for anything if you don't want to, but we're there if you want to join us for those things. Check the links in the description of this video if you want more information. When we come back, I'm going to give you my 2025 Christmas shopping list. You don't want to miss this. Hey everybody, welcome back to Crown and Comments, November 2025. I'm your host, CruiseMan. And now we're going to talk Christmas shopping because Black Friday is coming up the end of this week. I wanted to make sure to get this Christmas shopping list out to you because a lot of these things have Black Friday special offers. I wanted to make sure you knew about it in time to either do some Christmas shopping yourself or let your better half or whoever know that you want one or more of these things and they can buy them for you for Christmas. Okay, first off, self-promotion. That's what I do. My videos, my Honda Goldwing maintenance videos, I have not had any kind of sale on these videos in probably the last 2 or 3 years, other than some things I did with Southern Honda and a couple of other special event things. But I'm having a Black Friday special, $45 off. You use the code BLACK2025. My videos, $45 off, Honda Goldwing maintenance videos. If you don't have them already, please check them out. Okay, second thing, my merchandise. We have a Black Friday special. And the promo code is simple. It's just Black Friday. That's simple. All one word, no spaces, Black Friday. Save 15% on any of the merchandise like my cap, like this one. The new Freedom long sleeve Freedom shirt. Got the flag on one sleeve. Got Goldwing going down the other sleeve. Very cool. Very popular. The Freedom shirts are the hottest item in the merchandise shop right now. I also have a similar design like this with a hoodie, which I've got one in the other room. I'm not wearing it tonight because it's a little warm in here right now. Here's the big news. I just introduced gift certificates. These are digital gift certificates. So if you don't know what you want to buy, or your wife or your partner wants to buy you some of my merchandise, but they don't know what to buy you, or they don't know your size, they can get you a gift certificate. Go to shop.cruisemansgarage.com. They come in $50, $75, $100, and $200 denominations. Then you can buy whatever you want using that digital gift certificate, and anything that you don't use, you don't spend, it stays on that digital certificate. You can use it again. So it is, you can use it up later. You don't have to spend it all at one time if you don't want to. Next, I want to talk about FANTTIK, because my friends over at FANTTIK, they just have so many cool things. If you're a DIY person and you work in your garage a lot, they just sent me some new things here I've got on the table. I'm going to show you a few of these, but I'm going to go through a list of my favorite tools and things that I use from FANTTIK, and I'm going to put links in the description on Amazon because they have some really good Black Friday specials going right now. Now, one of my favorite tools, and one of the first things I started using from FANTTIK, was the L1 Pro electric screwdriver. Well, they've now upgraded that to an L2 Pro. I think it has a little more power, and it's a little bit different design, comes with more accessories. It no longer has the case, which I kind of miss. I'd rather have the little hard case because I keep it in my saddlebag. But they do have a little bag you can put it in and put it in your saddlebag or your trunk or wherever you need to. Now, what I use this for, I keep it on the motorcycle. You can use it around the house to screw in whatever you want. But you can also put drill bits in this. It uses this standard shank that a lot of bits and drill bits and screw tips fit into. So all your standard quick change drill bits will fit with it. And the reason I have it on the bike is I have a couple of drill bits I carry with me in case I get a flat tire. So if I have to pull a nail out of the back tire, rather than getting on the ground with that damn reaming tool, I can just use this drill, and it has enough power. It'll drill a hole right through that tire, and then I can plug it with a rope plug. I've had to do it before, so I know it works, and I even did a video on this, so check out that L2 Pro electronic screwdriver. They have it 44% off for Black Friday. It's only $44.95. Be a great gift, be a great thing for you to get for yourself. Also, the X9 Pro, the portable tire inflator, is the one I keep on the bike now. I used to have the X8 Apex tire inflator. Still a great tire inflator, but it takes up a little more space on the bike. I now have that in my car, and I have the X9 Pro on the bike. And I've tested it, I've reviewed it. I'll have a video out on it soon. I'll be reviewing anything I haven't already reviewed. I will be reviewing in the very near future because I just got some stuff in today. Portable tire inflator, those are 33% off for Black Friday. They're only $59.99 right now. The X8 Apex, which is the one that I keep in my car, but you can keep it in a motorcycle, is 36% off. And it comes with a nice case for that price for $69.99. So that's a pretty good deal. Probably my favorite product that I've used more than anything that I've ever gotten from FANTTIK, I use it literally 3 times a week, is the Slim V8 Apex car vacuum cleaner. It's this little slim vacuum cleaner. I love it. Now they just came out with a V10 Apex, but I talked to a lady at FANTTIK and she said there's really not that much difference. I think it has a little digital screen and that's about it, and it's more money. Just get the V8 Apex. I've been using the heck out of this thing. You wouldn't believe how you can just clean up. Oh, we get little dead bugs on the windowsills. I just suck them up with that vacuum cleaner. I vacuum out the trunk of the motorcycle. I vacuum out my car mats with it. The thing has enough power. It's just great. 38% off for Black Friday. $61.99. I'm telling you, you get that, you will not regret it. It is a great product. I have not tested it yet, but I've looked at it, and it's the F2 Pro cordless rotary tool. So this would be a replacement for something like a Dremel tool, but this one's cordless. Comes with all the different grinding wheels and the little tips and the drill bits. Very, very well accessorized. I can't wait to come up with a project where I need to use that. 30% off right now for Black Friday, only $69.99. Great gift for a DIY person. Now the M10 Ace cordless angle grinder. This is a brand new product. I just got it in today. In some places, FANTTIK calls this an angle grinder. In other places, they call it a cutoff tool. To me, it looks a little more like a cutoff tool, but it's got a digital readout. It's USB-C. All of their products are now USB-C. It's got a little 3-inch cutting wheel. Comes with 3 or 4 different like grinding cutting wheels. I can't wait to need this. Be great for cutting PVC or smaller items. I've been needing something like this for years. I can't wait to put it to the test. Angle grinder is 30% off for Black Friday or $69.99. Pretty good deal. And this is so cool. 3-in-1 digital tape measure. I don't even know how to demonstrate this. It's got a standard tape measure, but when you pull this out, it gives you a digital readout of how long it is. Super cool. And when you measure something, you can store that measurement in a memory and recall it later. So if you measure 3 things, you can store each one of those in memory. This one also has a laser measuring tool. So if I wanted to measure the distance between here and that wall, I can do that without having to use the tape. I can just do it with the laser measure. And it's got a leveling, a laser, like horizontal green line laser if you're hanging pictures and stuff like that. Just a super cool product. Be an excellent gift for Christmas. 23% off, $99.99, about $100 for this, but it is very, very nice. Rechargeable USB-C. This is the 3-in-1. They make a 2-in-1. It doesn't have the leveling thing. It only has the digital. It has the digital tape measure and it has the regular tape measure, but it doesn't have the like hanging the picture thing. And I think it's only $69 for Black Friday, so check that out too. Last but not least, and man, I can't wait to use this. This is the BF10 Pro cordless leaf blower. Can you believe that's a leaf blower? Now, I put it to the test. I actually charged it up, went out in the garage today to see if it would actually blow leaves off the garage floor and the driveway, and it does. It's pretty darn powerful. But what I love about this is, and I'll tell you how I'm going to use it, it's got this rubber tip. Now, this comes off. It's got different accessories that attach here. But you put this on, it's got a rubber tip. What do you think I'm going to be doing with this the next time I wash the car or the motorcycle? I'm going to be using this to dry off and blow the water off the car rather than using my big leaf blower, because this thing is so much easier to handle. So it's going to be perfect for drying off a car or a motorcycle. It's got 3 speeds. I'm just super excited about this. I was so glad when I saw that they came out with this. So check that out. I didn't put a price down for this. I guess I got distracted and didn't get it, but I will put a link to their product on Amazon, and it has their Black Friday specials, and I'm sure they've got a discount price on that for Black Friday as well. So those are my FANTTIK products for Christmas. Anybody that works in the garage loves to do DIY stuff. And FANTTIK has a lot of other cool stuff too. It's just those are the ones I picked out that I thought might be of the most interest. Now, when we come back, you know what time it is. your comments, my reactions, my answers to your questions, and that's coming up right after this. Oh, and by the way, if you think you're going to get by without a rant, you're wrong. Rant's coming. Something occurred to me the other day as toilet seat covers. Now I'm talking about in a public restroom.
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you, mother.
Some of you may want to turn this off. I went into the men's room the other day and I go into the stall and they've got this thing on the wall where you have the toilet seat cover. We've all seen this, right? And I'm thinking there's a special place in hell for the guy who designed these toilet seat covers, because first, I don't even know how thin you can make paper, but that's the thinnest they could probably make something. So you got to be very careful. First of all, they're usually wadded up in the little box they're in. But if they're not, you have to lift it out carefully. You have to pull up, and then you have to, at the perfect right time, now you got to pull it down to get it to come out without tearing it, because otherwise you'll tear it. Now, once you get it out successfully, and that usually takes 2 or 3 tries. You usually have to wad up a couple of them, throw them away. You get one out successfully. Well, now you've got the opening part of the paper that has these 3 little connection points to the seat part of the paper. And now you have to very carefully tear these off to get that little flap to come open. Now, it's unclear what you do with that flap. I don't know, do you tear it off? You can see one picture here, they show the flap on the back of the toilet seat hanging down in the water. If you do that, if that flap touches the water, phew, the whole seat cover is going to go in the toilet. So you have to start all over. The second one shows that the flap goes on the front and that it also goes down in the water. I'm looking at the picture here. No, that's not going to work. If that flap touches that water, it's going to suck the whole thing down. So what do you do with that flap? Well, my technique, CRUISEMAN, you can quote me on this. You have to fold that flap and put a crease in it, and that needs to hang on the outside, don't put it in the water. Now you've got your seat cover. Of course, by the time you've pulled it up and pulled it down and pulled out the little 3 tabs to get the flap to come loose from the seat, if you're my age, it probably really doesn't matter at that point. It's probably too damn late. Let's assume that you plan ahead. Before you ever get the urge to go in there in the first place, you just plan this 5 or 6 minutes ahead of time. But if you're like me, you put everything off until the last second, and now the launch sequence has already started. And so any little thing that slows that, you've got about a 15-second window, right? You know what I'm talking about. And if you tear it or something, you might as well just sit on the seat. You might as well just forget the seat cover altogether. It's useless at this point. You're better off just taking long strips of toilet paper, putting one across the back of the seat, but it has to be long enough to hang over so that it doesn't just fall into the bowl. You hang one that way, and then you hang one, I call it the devil's triangle. You have to build this triangle of toilet paper so that it covers most of it, okay? And that's my holiday gift to you. You're welcome. I'm desperate for clicks. What can I say? Okay, I'm just looking for anything I can. Comments. This is from Jeff Tipple. This is on my NX500 review. He said, good review. I have the first NX500 ever sold in Ohio. It's my daily driver, and with my fish camp during my fishing charter season on Lake Erie's Sandusky Bay, everything is positive on my bike except one thing. The windscreen is horrible. Otherwise, the bike does everything I needed to do. You know, windshields are easy fix. A couple $100, you can get a really nice adjustable GV windshield. This is on an F4 Customs review I did a few years ago from Musselman Honda. We talked about Musselman Honda. I think, aren't they the oldest Honda dealer in the country? Something like that. And Musselman asked the question, can bug cleaners be used on this windshield? Meaning an F4 Customs. I think that's going to depend on the bug cleaner. I'm not sure what a bug cleaner is. I know you can use Windex, you can use other cleaners, but I'm not sure what a bug cleaner is. My guess would be yes. I would ask F4 Customs just to make sure. These windshields have a proprietary coating that's very tough. You can use Windex on them, paper towels. You can't do that on a Honda windscreen, but you can on an F4 Customs. Sean Brewer said, I have a question. I already installed the Pathfinder Power Accessory Hub. Do I still need to add the Pathfinder Lighting Distribution Hub if I want to add some of your suggested lighting systems? Or would I replace the accessory hub with the distribution hub? Okay, you do not have to have both. The power accessory hub and the lighting distribution hub essentially do the exact same thing. It's just a new name for a new product, but they basically do the same thing. So if you already have the power accessory hub, that's all you need. You can wire everything up right into that. Now you will have to cut off, you'll either have to cut off the plug and play connectors and wire them into the power accessory hub, or you'll have to get some of the Pathfinder adapters that will allow you to use plug and play connectors. But no, you do not have to have the lighting distribution hub. Goldwing Moments, Larry, our friend up in Canada, this is on my 12 essential modifications to the Goldwing. He said, well done, Cruiseman. Your top 12 must-have Honda Goldwing accessories were spot on. Great choices. Looks like I have some shopping to do over the long winter. Catch you on the next video. Ride safe. Thank you, Larry. I appreciate that. Okay, Bowser Film. He's 6'5" tall and thin and looking at F4 Customs. I know you love the 24-inch, but ride with the 20-inch with the recurve, thinking 24 might be the way to go. If you're 6'5", you want the 24-inch. I'm only 6'2". I can get away with the 20-inch, but even in the wintertime, or if I'm going to be doing a long road trip with a passenger, I'll put the 24-inch on. So I like both of them, but yeah, if you're 6'5", you're going to probably need the 24-inch. Daniel Belargen. I really like the Pathfinder spoiler and lights, but I already have the show chrome accessory Isolator. Do you think this could be compatible? Yes, it is. You just have to cut off the plug and play connectors on the spoiler. Once again, you're going to just be wiring it into that show chrome Isolator. The show chrome Isolator does essentially the same thing as the Pathfinder lighting distribution hub. The difference is the Pathfinder lighting distribution hub is plug and play. And all of these Pathfinder accessories come with plug and play connectors that you just plug them into that lighting distribution hub. But if you cut that plug and play connector off the accessory, you're left with 2 or 3 bare wires. You strip the wires back and you wire them right into your show chrome Isolator. It'll work fine. Pathfinder LED does give you the color, the wire color chart, so you know which wires run what. I think the black is obviously ground. I think the white is the running light. The blue and the yellow are the turn signals. So you can check their documentation. It'll tell you. Collins Marine 12 Essential Mods video. Well, that video cost me. Never had seen the bullet brake solve my most hated deficiency of the Goldwing. Thank you for the discount. Bought one for my buddy too. I have most of the other stuff. I have concerns about the helmet light, the brake free, as I'm worried about it getting caught and twisting my neck if I should crash. Might just be a silly concern. I think it probably is. I think the good much outweighs the bad. I think if it did get caught in that violent of an accident, it would probably pop off. It just snaps on. I think it would probably just pop off your helmet. So I wouldn't be too concerned about that. I'd much rather ride with it than without it, I'll tell you that. This is from Gigusta 9.25, the bullet brake. Real talk. I have a very unique kind of mental defect that would give me a 100% likelihood that at some point I will manage to find a way of engaging the brake while going 60 miles per hour in heavy traffic. Okay, I think he's thinking that he could engage the bullet brake and lock up his front wheels. Well, I think you'd be a lot more likely to grab your front brake handle and pull it in all the way. And you can't really engage the bullet brake until you pull the brake handle in anyway, so you would have already probably done a stoppie at 60 miles an hour. So I don't think that's a valid concern. And it's not that easy to reach the bullet brake. You pretty much have to be stopped, take your left hand off the left hand grip, and while you're holding the brake handle, push it with your left hand. It'd be hard to reach with your right hand. You'd have to reach up over like I say, I don't think that's a concern. Robert Morgan. On my factory tour motor trike, I bought a used 05 Goldwing with the motor trike conversion from a dealer in East Texas. It had a noise when braking. They replaced the rear brake rotors and pads at no charge, made a trip to Troop for the tour of the factory. After seeing this video, it's amazing the engineering and technology of this company. Auto manufacturers could learn a lot from them. I agree. Motor trike. Very impressed with the whole company and the factory, so glad you're happy with your experience as well. My 12 Essential Mods video, this is Slappy Dog from Slappy Adventures. I have a lot of them on my bike, and I agree with you on all of them. 10-4. Thank you, Slappy. Appreciate that. And we are all praying for Slappy to have it successful. I think he's having a back surgery. So we're all very concerned about his back surgery and hoping he's back out riding on that bike as soon as possible. Okay, let's see. This is from Bina I can't say. I don't know what that says. Ibina Bacalio. Ibina Bacalio. And this is on my review of the NT1100. He says, it would have been so much better with a shaft drive. I agree. It would have been better with a shaft drive, but it would have also been probably another $2,500. So I think it's a matter of economics. Honda was trying to keep the price competitive with the Versys and some of these other bikes in that same category. Gary Augustine said, good morning, Cruiseman. What's your opinion on the T-Rex front engine crash bars? I have the saddlebag crash bar from Traction on the bags. I will be very soon, hopefully, installing the T-Rex bars, both rear and front, on a friend's, or I'll help him install them. I usually run the camera, and I let them do the work. But we will be installing those on his Goldwing very shortly, and we'll be doing a review of them. I don't know if I'm going to be able to talk him into dropping his bike to test him out, but anyway, we will be reviewing the T-Rex very soon. Robert White Moto. Everybody knows Robert White Moto. Most of you probably subscribed to his channel already. If you don't, make sure you check it out. Make sure you check out Slappy Dog too at Slappy Adventure. Okay, he says, I have most of these. This is on my 12 Essential Mods. I have most of these. And let me also recommend the Cruiseman Garage maintenance videos. Absolutely worth the money. Thank you, Robert. When I read that comment, I think I replied back to you and said, now I have to buy you coffee because you plugged my maintenance videos. Thank you very much, Robert. And all you guys have been very supportive. Thank you so much. The Lone Star Ridecast, who has come to breakfast with us a couple of times and is also got a YouTube channel. Make sure you check out the Lone Star Ridecast. And his comment is, now that's a great Christmas list. I agree. Anything on that top 12 list is a good Christmas gift. Freddie Nietzsche says, I think he meant very fair. This is my comparison of the Goldwing to the BMW K1600. Very fair, very accurate. As you mentioned, it's always down to personal requirements. Both of these bikes are the top of the charts. There is no wrong bike. I agree. I think they're both great motorcycles. Peter, we'll just call him Peter. This is on the video I did a few years back where I replaced the trunk on my 2018 Goldwing with a 2021 trunk because I wanted more space. And he watched that video and said, your videos are relevant even 5 years later. Superb. Thank you. That's what a YouTuber wants to hear. We want evergreen videos that are out there for a long time. People keep watching. Scott Davis on the NX500 review. Thanks for another great review of the Honda NX500. Your positive review helped me decide to purchase one yesterday. Where's my commission? Where's my commission, Honda? Since you know Honda motorcycle engines better than me, I was wondering if it's okay to rev the engine over 4,000 RPM when shifting since I only have 60 miles on it. It seems like I shift a lot just to get up to 45 miles an hour. I'm trying to take it easy on the engine since it's new, but I'd like to rev it higher if it's safe. Thanks. Scott, I think on the NX500, it's got a pretty high red line. I don't think you're going to hurt that engine going over 4,000, 4,500. I think you'd be fine. That's just my opinion. I think it's got an 8,000 or 10,000 RPM red line, doesn't it? So yeah, I think even 4,500. It's a pretty high revving engine. So I wouldn't be too concerned about that. Just make sure you do your first oil change at 500-600 miles, and then maybe your second oil change at 1,500 miles, and then you know the drill. Okay, Mark Terry, this is on my video I did on the group cruise. He said reservation and deposit made. So we know Mark Terry is going to join us in January 2027 on Norwegian Luna. So make sure you check the link in this video and get your deposit made as well. Dale Jones, everybody knows Dale. Dale is the one that helped me review the NT1100, and he also helped me with the NX500. He says, I like doing routine maintenance myself. I'm not sure if I could have ever figured out how to do the air filter without having the maintenance videos from CRUISEMAN'S Garage. Thank you, Dale. Appreciate that. Now I got to buy Dale coffee too. I have the integrated spoiler with the brake turn lamps for the top case. I had it painted to match the bike color, and it looks good. I think it looks sporty on the bike. I agree. I love the spoiler. This is from Ducati Ninja. And he says, I don't even own a Goldwing. I own a Ducati Street Fighter, but totally enjoy watching your videos. So good. Well, thank you, Ducati Ninja. Much appreciated. And that is going to wrap it up for November 2025. I want to wish all of you a very, very happy Thanksgiving. And I will be cooking this Thanksgiving. So thank you. I'll be watching football too. Be watching my Cowboys beat the Kansas City Chiefs. We'll see. I couldn't believe they beat the Eagles. Can you guys believe that? Anyway, thanks for joining me today. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Much appreciated. And until I see you on next month's Crown and Comments, remember what I always say. Ride often, but ride safe.